Our very special guest today in the trenches with Dave Lapham, brought to you by First Star Logistics, is Sam Hubbard. When I think of Sam Hubbard, I think of the word effort, and that's with a capital E. I mean, Sam Hubbard gives total effort every single snap. He runs to the football every single snap. He empties the effort bucket every single snap. As a result of that, he just signed himself a new 4-year extension, $40 million. Not bad. And that's an example. The rest of the team should learn. If you handle business like Sam Hubbard handles business and play hard and do what you're supposed to do and be a good citizen on and off the football field, you're going to get rewarded. And it's a good thing for every member of that football team to see that hard work pays off. We're going to talk to Sam about his career at Moeller as a lacrosse player as well as a football player, then at Ohio State, then finally with the Cincinnati Bengals. And he excelled at all three levels in multiple sports. You're going to like Sam Hubbard. You're going to like him a lot. So one of the most stressful times for a lot of NFL players is final cutdown day. If you're a perennial Pro Bowler, you don't have to worry about it. Future Hall of Famer, don't have to worry about it. But the balance of the National Football League, if you make an assumption that you're going to be a starter for 5 or 10 years, you're not going to be a starter for 2 years. You just can't assume those kind of things. You have to improve yourself, get better every single year. So cutdown day becomes a big, big deal. But when you're a rookie and that final cutdown day is unbelievably stressful. And in 1974, when I was a rookie with the Cincinnati Bengals, I was drafted in the 3rd round out of Syracuse. In the 4th round, they drafted Darrell White out of Nebraska. And Darrell and I had been the guards at the Senior Bowl, the Hula Bowl, a couple of all-star games, and gotten to know each other a little bit. And we were drafted to compete for a position with the Cincinnati Bengals in the offensive line as rookie linemen. They weren't going to keep both of us. I knew that, and I think Darrell knew that too. So we were in a battle royale. There's no doubt about it. Well, the first couple of preseason games, I get some playing time, and I thought it went pretty decently. I'm thinking, yeah, this is pretty good. The next couple of preseason games was a little bit less playing time, and I thought, okay, well, I'm still getting my shot, getting some opportunity. The last 2 preseason games, I wasn't playing very much at all, and I thought, man, what's going on? Maybe are they going to cut me? When are they going to let me go? Obviously, I was kind of concerned that playing time had diminished and Darrell's playing time had increased as mine diminished. So I thought, well, I guess I'm the guy. So when final cutdown day came, I assumed I was waived. And we had Frank Smouse, God rest his soul. Frank Smouse was our Turk, the cut guy. And he would just stand right outside of the spinning field door. There was an entrance in the spinning field, and he'd wait there for players. And as they were going to be let go, he would just grab them and take them to see Paul Brown. And you had to have your playbook with you. So I brought my playbook with me. I fully anticipated I was going to be visiting with Frank Smouse. I came walking out of the bus, and I'm walking in there to catch up with Frank. And he's like looking around me, looking past me. And I'm in front of him, making sure that he sees that I'm there. And he pulls another guy from behind me. So I'm thinking, okay, well, I guess I'm okay. So I go into the locker room and I put on my shorts and T-shirt, and you go into the meeting room and everybody's getting assigned with Paul Brown as the head coach, everybody on an assigned seat, a desk, and you had your name taped on your desk. And mine was first row. Offensive lineman were up front. Rookie offensive lineman, first row, right there. Lapham. Okay, I go up to look for my desk. There's no Lapham desk. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is embarrassing. Frank Smouse, I'm so unimpressive. He didn't even recognize me. He didn't even know it was me. And now here I am cut, and I'm in the team meeting room. How do I handle this? So I was getting red as a beet. I could feel myself getting flushed. I knew I was just in trouble, total embarrassment. So I thought, all right, show some class. Find Darrell White. I turn around. I'm looking for Darrell. No Darrell White. I'm thinking, well, I knew we both weren't going to make it, but they cut both of us? How could they have cut both of us? Well, I had a teammate in the offensive line by the name of Stan Walters. He got traded to the Philadelphia Eagles eventually and had a Pro Bowl career with the Eagles. great pass blocker, Stanley Steamer, we called him. We played together for a couple of years at Syracuse. So Stan was a good friend, and Stan was a big prankster. And all of a sudden, Stan stands up and starts laughing, and he opens the closet at the front of the meeting room and pulls my desk out of the closet and says, "Welcome to the NFL, rookie." And I wanted to kill him. I mean, I was embarrassed, relieved. I had about 7 emotions raging through my body at the same time. But it was an unbelievable day. And when I finally realized I made it, it was a very special moment. Then after that first meeting, I saw Paul Brown out in the hallway, and Paul Brown said to me, "Congratulations, young man. Congratulations on making the team." And I said, "Well, Coach, I thought, you know," he goes, "You're not paid to think like that. I'm paid to think like that. You're paid to think about how you're going to get better as a football player, and paid to think about your assignments and how you're going to help the football team. That's what you think about. You don't think about these other things. I think about these other things." I'm like, "Yes, sir." Because I just assumed when my playing time decreased and Darrell's increased, I was in trouble. Well, they ended up trading Darrell White to the Green Bay Packers. Packers saw enough tape. They liked Darrell White. Bengals had made a decision about me. They wanted to keep me. Don't overthink it. That's my advice to any rookie. Do your best. Do what you can. If it doesn't work for one team, there are 31 other teams watching every single play on tape. Do your best. Control what you can control. Don't overthink it. Welcome once again to our beautiful First Star Logistics studio. You're in the trenches with Dave Lapham, brought to you by First Star Logistics. And we're with the Cincinnati kid, the Ohio kid, the great Sam Hubbard, who just inked himself a 4-year contract extension right in the prime of his career. This contract is right there, years 4, 5, 6, and 7. That's when you can really make some hay, big man. You excited about it? Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. It's what I always envisioned, what I pictured. Now that it's happened, I'm ready to go out there. And like you said, I feel like I'm in my prime. I'm feeling amazing. I'm ready to go out and play.
You know, it's really exciting, I think, to a lot of people potentially, because it proves that hard work pays off. I mean, you probably are the epitome of what the Cincinnati Bengals want to have as a football player in their franchise. Not only a guy that, you know, is an outstanding football player, but how he has become an outstanding football player with the work ethic and the way he takes care of business and on and off the football field, all the things that, you know, you want to have for somebody in your franchise. You know, you're a great example of it. And it just proves that hard work can pay off. And that should excite a lot of your teammates as well.
Yeah, well, thank you. I appreciate that. But no, it's a great feeling. You know, they've treated me right since first day I walked in the door, and you know, I'm just really honored that they, you know, gave me this extension, and I want to continue to, you know, do right by the team, by the city of Cincinnati, and I feel like I got a lot more to give, and I'm excited to, you know, keep building on what I've done my first few years and make it, you know, only better from here.
Are you a goal setter, Sam? Are you a guy that in the offseason says, I want to strive to do this, this, and this, or do you let it just unfold and take care of itself? How do you approach it?
I'm really not a goal setter. I take it day by day. Every day I show up and try to be the hardest worker in the room, trying to handle my business, uh, do everything I can in my power that day to make me the best player. And it kind of, that's how I've been since high school, college, all throughout. And it's kind of, you know, just taking me further and further than I ever could imagine. So I'm going to just continue to do that.
You've got a new defensive line coach, Marion Hobby. Give us your impression of him at this early stage.
Yeah, it's he's an incredible coach. You know, I've already spent the spring with him in OTAs, and he's taught me so much. I'm, you know, his reputation throughout the league is amazing, and the way he teaches and the way he, you know, sees the game, and you know, from viewing offensive backfield sets, just stuff pre-snap that he's teaching me is stuff that I've never really, you know, paid too much attention to. That's, I feel like, going to elevate my game. And you know, this training camp, I already know he's going to be pushing us hard, and we got a lot of goals as a defensive line that we want to improve on, and he's the guy to do it. And I'm really excited to be in his room.
Talk about some of the new guys that are in the room. You've got some new additions, some veterans as well as rookies. You have a mix of new guys in the room. What I know you haven't really started yet. Training camp officially gets underway with first workout, actually, coming right up here. But what have you seen so far, and what do you like about the new guys in that defensive line room?
Yeah, we brought in a lot of free agents and a lot of rookies. We got a whole new room, and everyone's just on the same mission. We want to be, the best unit on the field. We all have goals. We all are extremely competitive and hard workers. We got Larry, who's got experience in this conference and a great player. Trey, who's extremely competitive and someone that I come to compete with every day. He's an awesome dude, and obviously Mike Daniels, veteran presence, and a lot of young guys that are hungry to make their name known and contribute in whatever way they can. It's an interesting room, and I'm excited for camp.
Yeah, I like the H boys or the H men, on either end, you and Hendrickson. I just think that, man, you guys you both play, the same style, kind of like with your hair on fire type deal. Just empty that effort bucket every single snap. I really admire and appreciate how you guys approach the game of football. You excited to being paired up in tandem with them?
Yeah, definitely. Ever since the first day we met in OTAs, we kind of hit it off just because we just love the game so much. We love playing it the right way, and we both are extremely competitive people. And like you say, we never take a play off, and we got each other's back. So it's going to be fun going to war with him for sure.
Your family has to be excited. I can't think of another player that has more family support than Sam Hubbard might have. Your family's just great. They come out and they support you in full force, and they've all got their Sam Hubbard jerseys on, and it's a great thing to see. Your family has to be pumped up about this new contract extension, aren't they?
Yeah, they're so excited. Just another reason why I wanted to stay home and keep playing, because everyone can come to the games. My parents got their tailgate, and it's just it's amazing all around. And they were obviously thrilled when they heard the news, and so was I.
You look at last year, COVID-19 was put such a odd spin on everything. And now the Delta variant of COVID, you guys have been dealing with so much here. How different has it been to play in the National Football League with this pandemic?
Yeah, last year was pretty miserable all around. No fans, no preseason, and just like little things that we don't even realize when there was, the whole weight room and building is shut down on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, which messes up your whole routine, getting lifts in and getting your body right. Not being able to go out to eat on the away games with your teammates, just stuff that, makes the game, what makes football was kind of taken away. But, this year it's a lot of the restrictions, especially for vaccinated people, are relaxed. So, most importantly, we'll have fans in the stands. So I'm just excited for a little bit of normalcy, a little bit more excitement, and more of what makes football. And, that's hopefully the direction we're heading.
How about that? The players that are vaccinated and the players that aren't vaccinated, there's protocols for the guys that haven't gotten vaccinated, different set of protocols for the guys that have been vaccinated. Do you foresee that as any kind of an issue, or do you think it's something that everybody's going to be able to work through pretty well?
Yeah, it's a decision that each player has to make for themselves and their family. Our biggest thing is we just don't want it to be a distraction or hurt our team in any way. So, I think our team's really responded well, and the guys that aren't vaccinated are doing a good job of wearing their masks and protecting the team. But overall, it's really just about our team as a whole and protecting the team.
The Bengals decided this year to establish a Ring of Honor to put up, people, coaches, players, people that had a major impact on the organization. Do you think that it will have any impact at all on the current players? Do current players think about things like a Ring of Honor, or is it no big deal to everybody?
I think it's something that we'll appreciate as we get older, but I think it's a really cool idea. And I know the Elizabeth Blackburn, I think, is spearheading it, and it's really awesome to honor those legends that sometimes don't get the recognition they deserve. and like I said, when we get older, we'll really appreciate that, and I think it's a cool idea.
Sam, I know you're an ardent workout guy. There's no question about it. I mean, you're not going to miss a workout no matter what. You work out at Black Sheep. Give us what your off-season week looked like as you're preparing to get yourself ready for this NFL season in 2021.
Yeah, so I've been working out at Black Sheep Performance for 3 years now. It started in a little gym with my guy Pat Coyne, and it's kind of grown into one of the premier training facilities in Cincinnati. And we got a lot of other Bengals with us. Joe works out there. But a usual week is Monday. We come in, we work top end speed, lift lower body. Tuesday we'll do our heavy conditioning day. Basically, run the conditioning tests that we're going to run at the start of training camp. Lift upper. Wednesday, do more mobility and recovery. Thursday, work a lot of position work and lower body, and then Friday is a big cardio day and metabolic conditioning and upper body, and that's the last 6 weeks what I've done every week, and I'm feeling great, ready to start training camp.
So in the off season, with your workouts, do you try to make major gains, and then during the season just try to maintain? Don't try to exceed your best performances, but just try to maintain where you are because of the wear and tear on your body during the season?
Yeah, for sure. So you make your strength gains and all that stuff in the off season. Once the season hits, it's all about staying on the field, feeling good, and being able to perform actually, on the football field. And you don't need to be pushing big weight during the season because your body's under enough stress after a game. It's all about feeling good and staying out there, whatever you need to do. So it changes a bit.
So I think it was week 5 last year. You had that the elbow injury, and I mean, man, injuries, that's part of the game. I mean, they're unavoidable. But I remember, injuries. The biggest thing that I struggled with when I was injured was not being able to be part of it. You feel almost like you're an alien or something. It's weird. It's this weird feeling. What was it like when you were dealing with that elbow issue, and how does the elbow feel now?
Yeah, it was week 5. Completely dislocated my elbow, tore all the ligaments in my elbow and stuff, and they had the COVID IR, so I was only out 3 weeks, but I was still on IR, not able to do anything. Like you said, you just feel like an alien, and not a good feeling. So I probably came back earlier than I should, but I just wanted to get back and get on the field and be a part of it again. But I wore that brace. I'll be wearing it again this year. And it took me a few weeks to get my feet back under me, but the month of December, I felt like myself again. And it feels amazing now. I'm fully recovered, and just wearing the brace as a precaution and, full recovery.
Your athleticism gives Lou Anarumo, as a defensive coordinator, a lot of position versatility. I mean, if offenses try to substitute personnel and sometimes, you get caught with too many big men on the field. Well, one big man, Sam Hubbard, is athletic, man. He can drop. He can do some things at the combine. When you were coming out of Ohio State, you worked at defensive end and linebacker. I mean, at Moeller High School, you played safety, linebacker, and defensive end. So you've got a total awareness of the defensive side of football and can give that position versatility. You work with Mark Duffner, I guess, in some of those packages as well. Give us a little thumbnail sketch on what your opinion is of Mark Duffner as a football coach.
Yeah, Mark Duffner is one of my favorite coaches I've ever played for. He's been in the game a long time. I'm sure you know him well. He's a Ohio State guy, but he's very competitive, and all he wants is us to be prepared and perform at our best. He truly cares about his players, and we have a good time doing it. He's a character, and I appreciate Duff a lot.
He's the best, isn't he? He really is. He's a great one. So is that one of the things that you take the most pride in, is that you can do so many things well?
Yeah, I mean, I've always just prided myself on whatever the coaches or the defense ask me to do to benefit the team. I'm able to do it. I feel like there's nothing that I can't do. Now it's I'm growing into more of an outside guy, edge rusher, and that's really where I want to excel. So I've been working that a lot. But versatility, the more you can do, is always important.
So with all the acquisitions that you've gotten in the draft in the last 2 years and in free agency, Lou Anarumo won every defensive coordinator in the league. I guess, you put packages together and it's like, all right, well, do you try to get free agency players and draft pick players to match what you're doing defensively? Or if you have an opportunity to go get a guy like a Hilton, say, who's one of the best, slot corner blitz guys in the National Football League, add that package to your defense because you can get a player like that. I mean, is that what is kind of going on now? The defense is kind of morphing a little bit between additions to the package personnel-wise defensively and what coach wants to do?
Yeah, I think so. I think whenever you can, get guys like that, you have to put them in positions to do what they do best. And like you said, Mike's a great example. He's one of the best slot corner, blitzing corners. He's probably the best in the league. And, just doing things like that, sending them, and, you really just got to do what you can to get them in a position to make a play. So I think that's what the coaching staff's trying to do. They're doing a good job of it. And, we'll end up playing defenses that allow us to be the most comfortable and most able to make the plays that, we're able to make.
It's interesting. During the course of this week, Duke Tobin, when asked about drafting Sam Hubbard, he said, "Man, that was the easiest pick I've ever had to make." It's like we were shocked that he was there at number 77 in the third round. We thought he was going to be a first or second round pick, and a lot of people had you projected, as a first and second round pick, and your numbers are showing that you should have been a first or second round pick. 177 tackles, 16 and a half sacks, third most in your draft class of any defensive end. That's where you should have been. You should have been top 2, top 3 defensive end or whatever in your draft class. When that happened, did that put a chip on your shoulder at all, Sam?
Yeah, for sure. I was expecting to go in the second round or late first, but I think some of like my measurables didn't. I don't know. I don't know why I slid, but when I landed in Cincinnati, it kind of all went away. Staying home was a incredible feeling, and I never forgot that. I still haven't forgot that. Sliding down to the third round, it definitely is a chip on my shoulder. But I think that once you get drafted, once you show up to your team, no matter where you are, everybody's the same, and it's about what you do once you get there after all is said and done.
All right, we're gonna go back in your memory bank here. We're gonna go back in the Wayback Machine, but not that far back. September 13th, 2018. You're playing the Baltimore Ravens. Your first NFL sack against Joe Flacco. Take us through that play as you recall.
Yeah, I mean, week one, I think I played like 5 total snaps. It was like in the heat of the moment against the Colts. I think they forgot about putting me in the game till the last drive. And I remember our D coordinator saying that we'll get him in more this next week. And Michael Johnson actually ended up getting hurt early in the game, so I was out there the majority of the game. And it was just first 2 series I was out there. Sean Williams covered up the Joe Flacco's route, and I was able to get home. And ever since then, I had the confidence that I belonged out there, and the rest is history.
So we're going to fast forward to week 5 of 2018. Your first NFL touchdown, 19-yard. I guess they categorize it as a fumble return touchdown against the Miami Dolphins. Take us through that play. That was a great one.
Yeah, that's my favorite play probably. It was they were driving down to tie the game up or win the game. Miami was, hot day, very hot, 2-minute drive. We were dead tired. Carlos got to the ball, stripped it out, and the ball just landed in my hands and ran it straight in the end zone in front of a packed crowd. And I think we went to 4-1 after that, and that was a special day.
I'll tell you another day that jumps out in my mind, the opening game, 2019 in Seattle. You have 10 tackles and 2 quarterback sacks of Russell Wilson, who's not the easiest guy in the world to sack. I mean, he's mobile. He gets rid of the football. Take us through, how that game unfolded for you.
Yeah, that was like a zone read type team. I love playing those offenses, and I was just really prepared. I felt like my body and mind was, very ready for that game, and kind of like went back and looked at things I did in camp, preparing up to that game, and want to focus on starting off fast like that again this year. Yeah, that was just playing with my hair on fire, running the ball no matter what happened. I made a lot of extra plays that way.
Yeah, no question about it. So we're gonna take your career kind of in reverse a little bit. We're gonna take you back to Ohio State at this point. Urban Meyer, I think that you are so versatile, you're so athletic. He was having a hard time figuring out what to do with you, how to utilize you best. What was it like up at Ohio State playing for Urban Meyer?
I got there. Yeah, I got there. Not sure what I was going to play. He never promised me a position or anything. He just said, "Come in and work hard, and we'll find a place for you." So I spent my redshirt year bouncing back between tight end, linebacker, outside linebacker. It's actually some crazy stories in there. Like one of our tight ends before the first game got hurt, and they thought they were going to have to burn my red shirt. They gave me like a 15-play script the week of the game that I had to be ready to go in if we had no tight ends, but I never ended up going in. And then halfway through the season, after going on scout team for a while and making some plays on defense, they threw me in a pass rush drill, and I just happened to naturally win a few pass rushes. And ever since then, I was stuck in the defensive line room with Larry Johnson after that drill. And then, he got me right and ended up starting the first game the next year as a redshirt freshman at defensive end.
So is he a coach that's had a big impact on the development of Sam Hubbard's career?
Oh, without a doubt. Larry Johnson, I consider him the best defensive line coach in college football. What he did for me in my career, but you look across the NFL and the guys he recruits, the guys he produces, his whole track record. He produces some of the best D linemen in the NFL, and it's just his passion. He truly just loves football and loves making his players great, and that's kind of his approach is always kind of stuck with me.
You almost, before the Ohio State opportunity presented itself, you had a full scholarship to Notre Dame for lacrosse. Tell us about your lacrosse career at Moeller and almost at Notre Dame.
Yeah, I was the recruiting they had a lot of different roles back then, but I was committed after my freshman year of high school to play lacrosse at Notre Dame. The process was very early, and I thought I was going to be a lacrosse player playing football just for fun. And we won state my junior year in football. A lot of schools came calling, and I told my football coach I wasn't really interested unless it was like Ohio State. And I think I gave him a couple schools like Ohio State, Notre Dame, Michigan, unless they came calling. And sure enough, they all did. And I had to make a decision, and Coach Meyer convinced me that I had a much brighter future playing football, and we were going to win the national championship.
Oh, I'll tell you, that was that good to have options. There's no doubt about it, but you made a great choice. So how has your lacrosse experience benefited you as a football player? Was there any carryover, anything that you benefited from with your lacrosse experiences?
Yeah, I think it's important as a high school young athlete to play more than just one sport. I think that my hand-eye coordination, just my overall athletic ability was developed by playing multiple sports. And, I didn't spend all spring and summer lifting. I wasn't in the weight room. I was playing lacrosse, running around on the field, and I was a little behind when I got to Ohio State. I needed to spend my redshirt year in the weight room, but I really credit my athletic ability and my ability to play in space to my years running around on the lacrosse field, catching the little ball at 90 miles an hour.
At First Star Logistics, we're a very strict company that really puts the pressure on our employees. Breaks? What are those?
That's what I'm talking about, Icky. Get the body right, then the mind's right.
Gotta get that body right.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
Become a star with a chance to earn the highest commission percentages in the industry as a freight broker agent. Check out firststarlogistics.com.
So when you were young and you played lacrosse, obviously even before high school, but were you a football fan at that point? I mean, did you have a favorite Bengal that you loved to watch?
I I didn't watch our little league games. I played tackle football from third grade on, and we played on Sundays. And on Sundays, we spent the whole day at the field, just at the concession. The third grade played first. After that, we watched all the games up until the 8th grade, eating at the concession stand. So that's when I first fell in love with football. I was more playing it than watching it professionally. But I liked Ohio State. I loved watching Chad Johnson, Carson Palmer, all those guys.
So football obviously ends up it starts to grow on you a little bit, and you get a huge love for the game. Who was the first player that you went against? You said, "Whoa, man, this is a dude right here." Who are some of the toughest opponents that you've gone against, maybe at each level, at the collegiate level and in the National Football League?
Yeah, got to think way back. I was at Moeller High School. I was a sophomore playing safety on varsity. So I played with the JV, but I got brought up to practice with the varsity, and we had a receiver named Monty Badiris who was going to Michigan State, and I got burnt so bad every single one-on-one for the whole year, and that was the first time I was like, wow, I'm in over my head, and I got to Ohio State, and you're going against Taylor Decker, first-round pick, left tackle, as a scout team defensive end.
Yeah.
And, you're just outmatched. I knew I had a long ways to go, a lot of work to put in. But that's how it goes. And once I got to the NFL, I wouldn't say that, it wasn't as drastic as that, because we're all kind of experienced players, grown men. But there's definitely guys out there that you line up against. You got to bring your lunch pail. You got a day ahead of you.
So how excited is the team that Joe Burrow is? He's basically cleared. He's cleared to go. Now, I'm sure they're going to be smart about how much activity he gets early on, but the fact that he is where he is now and all the work that he's put in has paid off. How good does everybody feel about that?
Yeah, it feels amazing. I see him every day in the gym, how he prepared and his discipline. You should see him. His body's changed completely. He looks amazing. He's very strong, in great shape. And, it's just a testament to him and his hard work and his discipline. But I think he's gonna prove a lot of people wrong. Got a lot to show.
So when you're away from football and everybody has to kind of take a break from it at some point, when you're kicking back during the season, the off season, whatever, what do you like to do? What are your hobbies? What are your interests? What do you like to do when you're decompressing from football totally?
Yeah, I got a good thing about being home is I got a lot of friends still here that live here. I like to hang with my crew from high school. They're all still around, and those are my closest friends in the world. Those guys I went to high school with, and they'll always be coming over to my house, hanging out, and that's kind of my escape from football, is hanging out with all those guys.
Well, it's an amazing story. Did you ever think when you were at Moeller High School playing safety, linebacker, defensive end, that fast forward to 2018 that you'd be, playing in the National Football League in 2021, you'd be getting a 4-year contract extension that, really takes care of you and your family for years to come? It's just a unbelievable time for you and your family. Did you ever think that any of that might be a possibility?
It's like I said, I never really set out too many goals. I kind of just took it day by day, just being me, working hard and doing what I do. And like I said, it's taken me to places I could never even imagine. So, who knows what's next? I'm going to just keep doing what I'm doing and not let it change me at all. And I'm excited for the future.
Well, I know that everybody in the organization, your teammates, coaches, ownership, people that cover the team every single day. You are so highly respected. You've really made a mark in a very short time frame just by your total approach, not just to football, but to life life in general, I think. And that's a credit to you and your family. And you were certainly raised right, and you got a great family, man.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. They, all credit goes to them. Really, they support me all the way through and instilled in me at a young age how to work hard, how to treat people right, and I'm thankful to be around them, still playing at home.
We talked about you're in your prime, but a guy like you that works out like you do, and I know you don't set goals like you said, but do you ever think about, man, I can play this game. I can play this game for a long time. You ever think about that, or do you think as soon as I start thinking about that, something might interfere with that? What are your thoughts in that regard?
No, I think I got a lot of football left in me. I think I could do. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, Troy. When I was signing my extension, Troy Blackburn said, you know, we can do this again. And I was like, yeah, I'll be 30. I'll be 30. I'm definitely down to do it again. So, there's hope for that. And that's going to be the next goal. I definitely feel I could play for a long time. I want to too. I
thought my goals were to make it and then to play 5 years, because back then you were vested in the NFL retirement plan after you played 5 years. So I wanted to play 5. And then my next goal was double digit, to play 10 years. That was my ultimate goal. You have a goal like that, to play double digits or more?
I think 10 years is everybody's goal. That's a great number. A 10-year NFL veteran. That's something that you don't see every day. And if you played 1 year in the league, you know what 10 will do to you. So it's an accomplishment. Yeah, 10 would be awesome.
I'm telling you. Well, Sam, appreciate you carving time with us. I know you're on a tight schedule, because you're in the midst of meetings as we speak. I mean, training camp is underway, and for you to visit us during this course of time, it means a lot, and appreciate you very much. You're the best.
Yep, no problem. I'll see you around soon. Thank you.
Stay healthy. Have a great year, my man.
Yes, sir.
Hi, Dave Lapham here. Have you heard about In the Trenches with Dave Lapham, presented by First Star Logistics? Catch new episodes from the world of sports and broadcasting. Search for In the Trenches with Dave Lapham on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts.